Good morning. Good morning. I told Bill it was just important for me to be here today because of what's going on in Ukraine.
Dear partners and friends, we thank you for your prayers, for your supporting messages of encouragement during these days. It's been really tough 2 nights and days. We woke up on February 24th at 5 o'clock in the morning because of explosions outside of our window. We read in the news, we saw hateful speech of President Putin announcing war against Ukraine. And since then, Ukrainian cities have been bombed. Many of the cities where our staff are working, most of them have been bombed, except maybe Lviv at this point. And Russian tanks are advancing across the borders, and our army is holding a perimeter of 2,000 kilometers, but they're doing it so far successfully. We've spent a lot of time in this makeshift bomb shelter. It's a corridor between our 2 apartments because sirens warning us about danger several times during the day. In fact, we spent a night here. We slept on the floor last night here, and we are in this bomb shelter right now because the sirens are sounding again. Over the previous few weeks, all our pastors had the chance to think and decide what they want to do. We could have evacuated, but we all felt that our place at this time is here with our communities, with our churches. So we know we have some very tough time ahead of us, but we're keeping our eyes on the Lord and we're trusting Him for His protection.
We know that God gave us promise that He can outcome any outrageous evil for good. And death on the cross and resurrection of Jesus Christ is a vivid example of His mighty power to prevail in the midst of most evil doings and circumstances. And we do believe that for us, for people in Ukraine, for churches, for our country, it's a moment when God can do this. Thank you for your prayers, for your support, for encouragement. We stand together with you. We really appreciate all this help in this difficult situation. Pray, please, for Ukraine. Pray for God's protection for our people. Pray for our military, who is fighting for our freedom and protection. Pray for our churches and pray for people to trust God in this time of aggression. And pray, special prayer for our personal matter. Our daughter is having a baby at any time right now, and pray that she will have this newborn daughter under peaceful sky. Thank you so much. Together we stand.
In our prayer lives, and I was thinking this morning, I was outside walking up and down the driveway. You know, the more personal something is, I think the more often and the more likely we're to do this. Bow our heads, you know, or look up to heaven. And that's true. And I know, and I believe the country, the United States of America, the churches, and I pray the churches and the godly born-again believers are in prayer for what's happening in our world in regards to that, much less all the brokenness that I think we all would agree exists in the society of America. Okay? In 2005, I had already met John Kerwin, who that name will mean nothing to a lot of people, but to you who are here at Ruckersville, you may or may not have met John Kerwin. I met John through Hilton Ridge, that was a member here, and John owned a place up on the mountain that you guys know about. I'll look at Chris, because I know that's a special spot, okay? Holy ground. John was instrumental in Ruckersville Baptist Church supporting international partnership missions. And that's the mission work of native Ukrainians spreading the gospel. I don't know, I don't know how he got involved, I don't know that part, but I know it was through him that he talked to me about could he have a Ukrainian guy come here and speak to Ruckersville Church. And thus we became familiar and a financial supporter of international partnership. In 2005, Marcia and I, through an invitation from International Partnership, John Kerwin, wanted us to come to the Ukraine and teach speaking English and present the gospel. We would be in several churches in different parts of the country. And so you know me, I'm always interested in a road trip. And we had to, get on a plane and spend a horrible evening on a train going to Dnipropetrovsk, I think is how you say it. And we were there for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and we met Nick and Maia. Okay. When you're seeing the pictures of Ukraine, Kiev in particular, we flew in and stayed in Kiev for a while, went down near the Black Sea and stayed in Dnieper for about a week. But we have looked at some of those tall buildings, and one of them, no doubt, we stayed in because that's where Nick and Maia live. It's a multi-story, maybe 8, 10, 12, I don't know, apartment complex. And you've seen the pictures, no doubt, showing, the fronts of the buildings, and, you've seen the damage. There's no doubt it's been under attack, okay? I talked to John several days ago, trying to see what he knew about Nick and Maia. He talked to them about 2 weeks ago, and that was the last time. But what he does know, he was told by them that they have, Nick and Maia and their daughter, they have an exit plan to get out of Kiev. They knew that Kiev is the capital of the country, just like Washington, D.C. is in America. And they had a plan to get out, and it's an exit plan, they said. And what that plan is, and we don't know what direction or anything, but they said it would take them 15 hours to walk out of the country to safety. And so far as we know, based on what you see going on in Ukraine, they have left the capital city. Interesting thing that's going on, their daughter, who is with them, and son-in-law, their daughter is 8.5 months pregnant. Okay, so, yeah. And she was, I think, 3 when we met her, maybe. I don't know. Their son, Danny, about 7. They have a son that's either in Louisville or Lexington, Kentucky in college, and when they were in the United States this summer, I'm kind of looking, Doug, you all had a meeting with Nick and Maia, and they were here doing some ministry work and leaving their son, Danny, here in college. So I just wanted to just give you that information. And just realize, you're part of Ruckersville Baptist Church. And if you're not a part of Ruckersville Baptist Church, you don't know them like maybe we know them. We slept in their home and just had a wonderful ministry opportunity and time there. And they love your support here at Ruckersville Baptist Church. Amen? Thank you so much. God bless you.